Hello everyone. In previous video we have looked at how to install our Anaconda distribution package and how to get started with the command line or the Prawn PowerShell. We have also looked at how to install our Python Power Electronics, what directories to make, and we have learned how to launch it as well. So after learning all this, let us jump to the next step, that is putting it to an application. Here's a problem for you. This has been appeared in GATE 2009 and was framed by IIT Roorkee. This is a simple problem where an AC source is connected to an ideal inductor through a diode, through an ideal diode, and we are asked what is the current waveform. So all the values are given here and two of the options are on your screen. I'll work on my camera skills and editing skills from next time, but for now let's adjust. And the other two options are, so a very simple hint would be, or the answer itself would be, integrating the inductor voltage, and you'll get an expression, put some value into it, and then backtrace it to this answer. So the correct answer here is option C. While I'll also show you how can we visualize this, how can we get to the answer using Python Power Electronics, whatever we have learned till now. So let us open our Anaconda PowerShell. Fine. So we had made, so we are in our base environment. We have made a separate environment known as POWPY, that stands for Power Electronics Python. So let us activate that environment. Okay. Now let us change the directory to where we have installed our Python Power Electronics. Right? So for me, it is in the directory D in the folder simulator. And if I look into the folder simulator, there's only one file there, that is PPE. Let us get into that file and to the simulator interface. Now here, if you look into the simulator interface, you get something known as manage.py, and I told you manage.py is nothing but a launch file. Whatever you do here, you have to do it to manage.py. So to launch, we use Python manage.py run server. Here is your link. Just copy paste it to your browser. And this is your Python Power Electronics. Now, you know how to get to this point. So, briefly I'll explain you what these three are. So, there is a simulation library. So, whatever simulation you carry on in your environment would always reflect here. So, I've done some simulations for you. One is of buck converter and one is of this gate problem. I will be showing you the buck converter in the next part, but for now let us start a simulation. So this is where you start a simulation. This is create simulation. So let us create a simulation known as gate problem. Fine. So you will be simulating the gate problem. Now here is the time duration, the internal time in seconds for which the simulation will work. So this is the simulation time, and this is the integration time step. That is, the simulation blocks are always internal differential equations. So solving those the rate of solving those internal differential equations is the integration time step. So in 10 microseconds, I'll be solving one differential equation, or in 1 microsecond, I'll be solving one differential equation. So that is what integration time step means. The time step of data storage is the time at which you get the result. So you are solving one differential equations in 1 microsecond. So that means in 10 microseconds you will be having 10 results of 10 different differential equations. But what I am planning to do is I am planning to store only one out of those 10 data, because I have kept here as So I have entered 10 microseconds as my time step of data storage. Other than that, if you want more data points, what you can always do is you can keep it equal to integration time step. Now you'll have to be very careful here. If you keep on reducing, your simulation would get slower. Keep on increasing, you can miss a lot of data points. So you have to be very precise with it. Now, like how do you get to that point? It is only by trial and error. If you are missing out some data points, just try reducing the time step or try increasing. So this is an output data file. This is of no use to us right now, but I'll show you how to take out the results from here and how to plot manually. And this is the slice of the output file. So you have two options here. One is yes, and another one is no. This means that do you want your data output file to be in slices? That means from one point of time to another point of time, you will have one slice of your output file, and for the corresponding amount of time, you will have another slice. So you can always specify the number of slices you want. So you can look at your results differently, like in slices. And this is the directory of circuit files. So here you need to copy paste the directory of the circuit file. So I keep my simulations in directory D, and inside simulation I have already made a new folder known as gate problems. So I'll just copy paste its directory here. So after copy pasting its directory, let us save the simulation parameters and let us go back to the main page. So in main page, you will see 5 other things. Okay. So simulation parameters is what we have edited till now. Now it is time to add a circuit file. Now the whole point of Python Power Electronics is it's an open source software which does not need any GUI for simulations. So there is no graphical user interface. It makes it a bit faster and it gives an edge because whatever circuit schematics we draw or we enter are closest to what we draw or what electrical engineers can imagine. So, so what circuit does it take, or what file type of file does it take as a circuit file? Let me show you that. So what we can do is you open a new spreadsheet. So this spreadsheet will be used to enter the circuit elements or the circuit schematics. So it is like drawing your circuit on your spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet should always be saved as CSV file. So there is a format of file known as .csv. That means comma separated values. So it must be saved as .csv. So I have saved it as .csv, and let me show you how the circuit is formed. So if you remember the circuit, it is like this. So it's a simple diode connected to an AC source to an ideal inductor. So let us start with something known as wire. Now there are few keywords which is predefined inside Python Power Electronics, and you do not have to change them, and they are very case sensitive. Okay, so wire is one of them, and wire means physical wire. So you are connecting 2 points with a physical wire. So keep on adding wire here, or else I can just drag it to here is the drag option. So I have dragged the wire. Now let us type, or let us input an voltage source. So likewise, wire, even voltage source is case sensitive and a predefined keyword, and I am naming it as feeder. That is because it will feed the circuit, it will feed power, it will feed the circuit, and the voltage source and the name feeder is separated with an underscore. So underscore separates your keyword and feeder is the variable, so you can treat it as your variable. And now you complete the branch with wire. Okay, fine. So I'll extrapolate this horizontally as well. The next circuit element we want to add here is, so if you want to look at what voltage is your voltage source feeding the circuit, you can always include something known as voltage, a voltmeter. So voltmeter is another keyword, and you can name it as voltmeter feeder. Fine. And extrapolate the wire. Now you will have to complete the circuit. That means you shouldn't leave any gaps between the branches, or else the current won't flow. So this is the basic logic of what you draw on your paper and pen. Now using your paper and pen. So we are done with our voltage source, voltmeter feeder. We are left with our load, and that is our inductor. So likewise, inductor is also a keyword. It is case sensitive, and I'll name it as load. Now we are asked to find what current flows through the inductor load, or what is the waveform of it. For that you need to also include something known as ammeter. Ammeter is also a keyword, and it measures the current in the circuit, whatever is in series with it. So ammeter, I'll name it as ammeter load. I have not included one thing, that is diode. Let us include it, diode D1. So this is your circuit schematic. Just fill out the spreadsheet. And we can delete these cells. Fine. So you have a voltage source with a voltmeter and a diode and an inductor. But there is one problem in this circuit. What that problem is, I'll tell you in the next part. Stay tuned.